Hey guys, this is OSP. I'm going to be teaching you on how to use Visual Basic 2010, and now this is going to be our first tutorial on how to use Visual Basic. Please sorry if the sound may not be very audible enough, but I believe it's going to be. So let us really start up. I'm going to be using Visual Basic 2010, then maybe later we shall upgrade to 2013, 15 and also 17. Now I'm going to use Visual Basic. Actually, now just make sure that you come in here down and select new project. Click on new project, or if not so, please come here where they say files, tap on the files, then come where they say new, then come in here and click project. So if you click on project, it will actually pop up this window for you out. Now it will not matter where you have clicked. I said you either click on new project or just go to new then project. So now make sure you select Visual Basic, then make sure you are in Windows. Now this is in default, so you come here, select Visual Basic, come down, select, see, come here, Visual Basic. Now make sure in Visual Basic select Windows, so I'm going to select Windows, and after selecting Windows, come here and give a window name. Now I'm going to basing here. Now what am I trying to mean this? That implies I'm going to be making with you guys Windows application. Now to make a window application, please don't worry, just come in here and give the name. Now don't worry about the name and solution name. Now the name you're giving the project, please, it will also be in your solution name. It will add in automatically, so you don't need to change the solution name. Come up here and change what known as the name. So we are going to give our name as first underscore tutorial. So it's going to be our first tutorial for in Visual Basic. So I'm going to just call it first tutorial 1. So it's going to be our first tutorial in Visual Basic. Now also pick the location where are you going to save your where to save your information or where to save your projects. Now mine actually at default, or initially I set mine in F in what known as tutorials, and in this folder actually tutorials. So that's where I'm going to be actually keeping my files or my projects. So come in here and just click OK to continue. Click OK to continue. Now after you setting it up, now the solution name, it will come up and set out for you here, even say it's project 1. So that's how the project will pop up for you after you maybe after you doing what actually initially what I've just done. Now a window form will pop up for you like this, whereby it is having this one to minimize, maximize, or minimize it, and this one to close. So that's what actually this will be the form, the first form that will be for you. Now this side, it will be what known as the this is what going to be the control. Now this is going to be the control that you'll be actually using, so you'll be applying them. We shall be using them, don't worry. This is going to be these forms. So this one we shall be using them. They're like their toolbox that we shall be using. And if take it this side, I just click here and right click. Now it's like if I try to check on the properties here, now this side here is the side for properties that we shall be using also later on in our next tutorials. But at the moment I'm just going to be showing you really how maybe the Visual Basics is like the default, especially if at all you're using or you're trying to make window application. So I'm just going to make something very simple with you guys today, or maybe for the first time around. I'm going to make something simple. Now before that, let us first just try to figure out what this really is at the moment. Now if you try to drag at this, at the corners of this stuff here, drag it just like this bit, you'll see that the size of our form changes. Okay, so if you drag it, the width and the height also changes. So if you don't want to do that, please, you can also just right click here, right click and go to properties. Now come down here and you'll see where they say size. You can set the size manual if you don't want to specify like something like that. You can maybe give them maybe 500, and maybe set also the height maybe to 300. I give assumption mean that something like that. So if you set something like that, that will be the height, and you can see the size is 500 width and then the height 300. Now we can also give what known as background to this. Now this is a Windows application, you can't do anything with it, so just come in up here and give the fore color, or you can give what known as the background color. At the moment the background color is control, so you can come in here. Now coming here, there's what known as the systems, Windows and custom. Now with system, this is actually what's really there in default. In every, does not matter which virtual basic you are using, all of this is there. So you'll just come and pick any of this. So at the default is control, but you can pick any other color. If you pick this, the color definitely will change to that. Or if you don't want that one, you can come to window, wind form, window, and pick the color from the window. So you mean from the web, sorry for that, you can pick from the web. So these are kind of web colors, so you can pick maybe sandy brown, something like that. If you pick that, that's how the form will pop up for you. If you don't want, you come to customize. To customize, it's like you the one to pick it at the moment, and if you pick it, it will give you the colors in form of RGBA, and if you do so, this is how it will be up for you. So you can also choose not even to use this, you can pick it yourself. I give assumption, I change that one to 6. So if you change it to 6, definitely I think you can see that the color is faint now. If you don't want to give that, you can even make it maybe 00. I give assumption have 00, so you discover that the color even changes. So there, in where they say customize, it's you to change which color maybe you are to use. Okay, let me just pick a default color, any color maybe. Let me just go to systems and I pick any color at the moment that you can be using, but actually I've already specified for you on how maybe you can change the background color for your window application. So if I go into control, this maybe at the default, I'm not going to change much, but at least I've shown how to use those. Now if you, now here there's, I'm not going to first show everything here at the moment. Let me first take you where they say run. Now this one here is like start debugging. Now in a simple term, I can say if you're told you have already designed your information or you have designed anything here, you come in run and then you change or you run your program. Now I'm sorry, let me just change this so that I can make some difference. Sorry for that. Let I just make some difference. I'm just going to pick this yellow green. Let me just take that. So if I come and run this, you'll discover that this is how the thing will be, where we have set it. If you reduce everything like this, this is how the form will pop up for you on the screen. So this is how it will be, and that's how actually it is. You can minimize it, reduce it, maximize. Come up here, you can increase it, or you can even make it big, and you can exit it also like that. So if you exit it, still don't worry, it is still present in our VB environment where you are building the form. Now I'm just going to make something very little to that. We're going to just do some little to find out how can we use a button simple way, and also how can we also use what known as a label. Just something little so that we can actually pick some little understanding from our first tutorial. So if I come here where there's a button, I click on the button, just click on it, just come and press it there, or just click on it, press it. You can now, you see it was initially like this, very small. You can maximize it by coming to the edges of it and then just come and drag it, something like that. Just increase the size. Now you can increase the size to the size you wish maybe to be the button, just button size. It does not matter which size you want to make it be. So if that's your button, now let us also pick what known as a label and also add a label there. So you come in here also. I'm just going to show you the two at the moment. This is our label. Now this button, let us change something little. This is the button. Just come on the button, right click on it, then you go to where they say properties. So click on the properties, then you come down here and just let us also change the text of this button. I'm just going to shade this text and I say and I just say hello. Now let me just call it hello, and after you saying hello, we can also come up here and increase the font. I think here where they say font, you can pick, you come here, change this font, increase the font size. You can either decide to make it be oblique, regular, or even bold, depends on what you want you to do. And even you can come this side and change the font type. Now come here, increase the size also, if at all maybe you want to increase also. Let me just give it 18. so that it looks like this so good. You can also come in here and change the fore color. You change the fore color of your program. Now this fore color is going to affect this halo, not affecting the button as a button. We can also fasten at the moment. If we come in here, if we to change the fore color, so if you come here and change the fore color, maybe I say the fore color, I'm giving it white. No, there now we can't see. But if I come and I say background color or back color, and I pick here, and then I say the back color I want it to be this. Now you see, now the back color at that point is affecting the button, and then the other fore color is affecting the halo. Now that implies this part is now set. Now we can also come and set this part where I say label. We can also come here, just click on our label, right click also if possible, so that don't do any mistake at the moment. They will show in advanced way how to do it. Come here also and give it name there. I'm just going to give us kind of a demo. Don't click here. Don't click here. Now if you say don't click here, just give assumption don't click here, and then we also come in and also increase the font. Increase the font, something like that. No, let us just increase our font, something like that. We can leave it black or we can change the font. Now I'm not going to much of divine or something like that. I'm not going much of it. Now if I try to run our program at the moment, this is how it would be like. That's how it will pop up for us on the screen. Now this is what I want to let you know, my friends. They are outside. Now if you try to click on a button at the moment, you'll not sense anything. There's nothing happening. There's nothing happening. You're clicking but you don't hear anything. Does not change anything. I would like at least by the time we're clicking, at least some information changes, or even just information changes here immediately on our label, on our button. Now to do something like that, please let us try to actually find out something little from here. Now come here where they say on the button, we shall double click on it. Now when you double click on this button like this, it will take us in what known as design, meaning in what known as, it takes us in the where actually we shall be pressing our codes. Now this is where the codes will be going. Now at the moment, don't forget the button name. The button name, I don't mean the button text, I mean the name. The name is called button 1 underscore close click. And if you try to come also this side, what we have button 1 dot click. Now this is the name of our button at the moment. We never, remember, I didn't change any property on the button, so don't worry about that one. You can always use the default format. It does not matter what the person else gave it, as long as you can understand. Though it's in advanced format or advanced programming, is good for you actually to give button name or to give a name of each button you're using, so for easy identification and for easy programming methodology. Now at the moment, I'm not going to first go in detail with that. Let us first see how can we find out how to use the Visual Basic at the moment. Now to go back, just right click, just come in here, right click, it takes you back to this if at all you want to add some information here, just double click, it takes to that specific field where actually you want to go on with your programming. So at the moment, I would like us to change this head, this where there's form 1. So to do that, just click any part outside here, just right click outside here, any part there, just right click. Now you see here where they say form, and you just call that one OSP. Now I'm just say OSP, let me call it OSP. So if I just say OSP, now don't change the color of the form, because if you change the color of the form, or if you change the color or the font size, trust me, it will not change. It will not pop show you there that's changing. So just leave, just change the name. If you change the name of the form, just change it, but don't worry about about the text. Don't worry about you giving the size, the font size increasing. Don't worry about that one, or don't do it, because actually it may not definitely show you that, or it will not pop up for you. Now if let us come here so that you can do some little programming at the moment. So I'm just going to double click on here. Now let us add codes there. Let us add your codes. So now don't forget, now to add the codes, what are we on? We are on the button. And if you try to see, since this, if you just click here, you see what happens here. You see what's happening here up. You see what's happening here up. It's telling us that you're on button 1 system.windows.forms.button. So that's like the property. So if you click here, that's the name of the button. And if also I take you down here, come and check on the name of the button. It's called button 1. Please don't forget. And what is inside the button 1, and that's actually what known as text. That implies if I double click here and I just come and say button 1 dot text. Now it actually is going to tell you what are you going to try to do there. Now here is like I'm going to try to change the text that will be in that button at the point when somebody clicks on the button 1. So at the default, if you try to check here, you'll discover that button 1, what is the button 1 having? Is having hello. But now I want the time when actually we run the program, the button 1, the information to change. So if you come in here and just say maybe hello this, and just call it OSP. Now if I give that in the name OSP, now this will just give a demo to you. If I run this is what will happen up for us at the moment. Now just try to even minimize this possible. Now this is what will happen if I run this. You see screen hello OSP, but I can't continue more, but at least when I run it, it's showing me hello OSP. Now if you come in here, let us also try to click something, change something, that when you click here it says hello OSP. Where here it said that don't click here, don't click here. Now I'm sorry, I'm going to try to change that information. Not don't click here, don't click the button, sorry, don't click this or that, sorry, click that button. Now don't click, sorry, English, don't click this button. Now this is what's going to be, don't click this button. So if I run this, I would like when say don't click this button, and when say OSP, you are affected with the virus, something like that. So I'm going to give that partition the other side. I'm just have to give everything inside here what known as a button. I have to give it inside the button to show on demonstration of our label. I'm just going to double click here, just going to say label. Remember which label are we dealing with, don't forget that. I want us actually to understand this from the beginning. Now if you click here also, please let us see this. You see what I'm trying to say? When you just click here, you see what's here, it's saying label 1. So but what is inside label 1? It is the text. Don't forget that we are dealing with the text. So since we are dealing with the text, that implies it's going to be label 1 dot text, then is equal, open punctuation mark, the 2, then put the value you want to put, or the value that you would like when someone click on the button to be shown here on our label 1. Now if I just double click here, this, let us just try to give information here. So it's going to be label 1 text. So if I just come and right click this is what's going to be happening. So if I run this is what will say, sorry, so this is what's going to be. So if I click here, you see say don't click this button. So this is the button which don't click. So if you click here, see what happened, you are affected with the viruses. So it's telling OSP you're affected with the viruses. Guys, that's how cool it is. So programming with the VB is just like magic. So just understand from the basic really how can you play around with these simple techniques at the moment. Now how about if at all I would like now information when we click here, it tells us you are affected with viruses, and also even this form here up, instead of popping for us one on us OSP, is now telling us YouTube. Now to give something like dimension or something like that, now just come in here. Now I want to show you from the beginning ground. When you click here, now just come down here, don't put form, don't put anything like that. Now what I'm have to let you know from the beginning, now which form are you dealing with? You are dealing with that specific form, and you want to send the information that very form to that very form. Like what am I repeating myself? Sorry, but I think that's what I'm trying to mean. Now you are trying to tell this very form that I'm sending the information to you, which form is that form. That implies right English should be me. That's what the programming with the VB is like. That implies at the moment I have to come in here and I say me dot text. Why am I calling it text? Is because I'm going to deal with the text at the moment. So what should I like that information of the text to be there? So I have to tell it, or I have to give it. Now I'm giving it one known as me dot text because it's going to be basically a text. Let us try to understand that from here. So I'm giving it me dot text. So I'm calling it YouTube. So I want, by the time when actually I just click on the button, this is what I mean. If I run this program like this and I click on the button, this is what's going to happen here on the form app, where there's OSP. So if I click here, see, saying YouTube, you affected with the viruses, and also here is showing us OSP. So guys, really thank you for watching on our first video. Sorry it's being too long, but I believe the next videos will be short, and actually guys, we shall be understanding one another. Thank you guys for watching. Love you. Nice time.